2, 3,
4,
5,
6,
7.
What if I told you the strongest muscle an athlete can train isn't in their body, but in their mind? Up to 90% of athletic performances is influenced by mental factors like focus and confidence. Diver Lara Wilkinson broke 3 bones in her foot in the US trials for the 2000 Olympics. Working with a sports psychologist, she created a routine involving visualizing a series of dives performed flawlessly every time. Not only did she successfully qualify, but she went on to take the gold at the Sydney Olympics. Sports psychology will build self-confidence and enhance your athletic performance. If you perform at your highest level in sports, sports psychology will accomplish that. I have personally struggled in sports because of the mental aspect in it, not physical. I lost my confidence in making me underperform in a lot of sports. I did. My coaches saw me struggling and helped me mentally, and I improved as an athlete. I tore my ACL my freshman year, and the mental toughness in recovering, being out of tough, it was draining, but it would make you a better athlete. I have learned a lot from my coaches, and I've read and heard documentaries on athletes struggling with mental health and how they got over it in the past 2 years. Sports psychology helps athletes perform to their best abilities. To begin, I will explain how to boost your self-confidence. Next, I will explain why mental toughness is so important. Finally, I will explain how consistency plays a big role in helping you perform. Let's learn why the mind matters just as much as the body. Boosting self-esteem helps improve your performance as an athlete. To recover after you made a mistake, develop a refocusing cue. A refocusing cue is something that moves your attention away from the mistake and helps you focus on performing at your best in the moment. You can try this for refocusing. Let it go, focus on the next play, no one is perfect, move on, and only the next play matters. Create goals for yourself. To create goals for yourself, you'll have to break down long-term goals, like making varsity, and create them into short-term goals, like improving or having good form. Don't just focus on the outcome. Make sure you're focusing on your process. Sometimes goals can get discouraging in the long run. So making sure you're focusing on your progress, like having a better attitude. Having positive self-talk can get you a long ways in sports. Self-talk before you perform in a sport is just as important as self-talk during your performance. Saying stuff like, I've trained really hard today, and it can boost your confidence. Knowing how to recover after you made a mistake is crucial. Stop saying things like, I'm terrible, or I'm not good. Replace it with saying, I got the next play. This helps you reset and bounce back quickly. Athletes need more than physical strength, just such as a strong mindset. Mental toughness will help you get to that path. Let's talk about the differences between a non-elite athlete and an elite athlete. Grit, optimism, resilience, perseverance are just a few factors that separate elite athletes from non-elite athletes. A defining characteristic of an elite athlete is their level of mental toughness. Mental toughness refers to an athlete's ability to persist in the face of challenges, mistakes, and failures. Most non-elite players only mentally train themselves when they're in a negative state of mind. Instead of making a routine of mental training can be beneficial. For example, athletes who have a higher personal standards of perfectionism sustain more optimist forms of motivation due to efforts they face to develop mental toughness. How to mentally heal from a sports injury. Set clear and realistic goals for yourself. Athletes often naturally set goals for themselves automatically, but when you're injured, you may need to remind yourself to keep pushing to get better. Your goals can be specific, like running a race at the same speed as you did pre-injury, or your goals can be time-bound, like saying to yourself, I will let myself heal for as long as the doctor told me to, and slowly, week by week, work on getting my speed back. Visualizing a healthy you is very beneficial. Studies have shown that when we visualize an action and actually perform that action, we stimulate the same regions in the brain. Taking control sounds obvious, but will help. Having a plan in place to deal with setbacks can make recovery process less daunting. Let's start talking about consistency. Consistency plays a big role in helping you perform under pressure. Consistency creates stability. Stability can help build a reliable foundation of physical, mental, and improve your performance over time. It develops habits and muscle memory. Consistency performing the same action over and over again, that action can become automatic. For example, a golf swing. Golfers in practice will repeatedly practice their swing. After a long while, the swing they have been practicing will become automatic. Consistency also reduces performance anxiety. Creating routines before a game can help an athlete's anxiety because they know what to expect and gives an athlete a sense of control. For example, you make a certain order and routine of different stretches you do before a game, or you might eat a high-carb protein snack before you perform. Believe it or not, consistency can also reduce injury risk. Practice helps an athlete develop muscle memory that makes the body's stress go down, which makes the body perform more safely. If you weren't consistent in a sport you're playing, rapidly increases your workouts is a major risk factor. If you go a long time without any activity, the body loses strength, making another risk factor. To wrap it up, my conclusion. Today I explained how sports psychology helps athletes perform to their best abilities. I've explained how to boost your self-esteem. I've also clarified why mental toughness is so important, and finally, how consistency helps you perform. I hope you've enjoyed learning about sports psychology and how it helps an athlete perform. Thank you.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7,